Joining me in the studio is Obinna Ekezie, CEO at Wakanow.com, which is an online travel company. Thanks a lot, Obinna, for joining us on the show today. Well, let's start with your thoughts on tourism in West Africa. Obviously, that's your business. You're providing that platform for more and more Nigerians and, of course, Africans to look at West Africa as a destination. What kind of flows are you seeing in terms of interest in particularly Anglophone speaking West Africa?
Well, we're seeing a lot of demand for that. West coast of Africa has some interesting tourist destinations. I think the leading tourist destination in this region now is Gambia, and we're seeing a lot of demand for that. Obviously, you have Ghana that has made some efforts in developing their own tourism industry. Cotonou is also an interesting area, but we're seeing a lot of high demand for Gambia right now, Banjul.
And what is driving that, in your view?
Well, obviously the cost, and it's affordable, especially for Nigerians going there. You're looking at flight fare that's maybe $200, $300, $400 at the max, and then you're looking at a hotel room rate of $100 a night. So if you look at those kind of rates, it's pretty affordable. And then Banjul has done a pretty good. Gambia has done a pretty good job of investing in their tourism sector. They have invested in infrastructure, so they have a lot of nice resorts and spas, like some of them, like the Sheraton Resort and Spa, the Coco Ocean, Palm Beach Hotel. So they've pretty much developed their coastline, their beach areas, and that's attracting a lot of tourism, especially from the Europe. Half of in 2007 they saw about 100,000 visitors, and most of them came from the UK and from Europe. So especially during the winter period in those areas. So they've been doing well with tourism from Europe. Now they're trying to see more traffic from Africa, from Africans, and especially from Nigeria.
Obviously, West Africa has its history, colonialism, etc.
Exactly.
What exactly is driving the interest into West Africa, in your view? Is it more of, you just mentioned Gambia and the coastline.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the interest that tourists are looking to feel in West Africa, in your view?
Well, obviously, they're seeing different types of tourists now. If you look at the Europeans, obviously, trying to get away from the winter period to looking for a nice, hot area. So they usually come down this way. Sometimes they go to Kenya. They're going out to Gambia also. From the African tourists, especially from Nigerians, you're starting to see people now that most Nigerians have traveled over to the UK, to Europe, to the US, and other regions of the world for vacations. Now you're looking to have more vacation opportunities, interesting areas in Africa, especially in West Africa. You're also seeing some trend going to South Africa, but obviously in West Africa, you're looking at Banjul. Most people go to Ghana, to Accra for their own vacation. So there's a lot more demand now to see our own continent, and obviously West Africa is benefiting from that.
Give us a sense of the numbers. How many people, more so from Nigeria, obviously you're based here, how many people are traveling, in your view?
I mean, the total number of travelers that traveled out of Nigeria, 2008 figures was about 3.3 million people. Most of them, business and leisure travel. Recent numbers, don't have exact statistics of how many people have traveled to like Gambia and the West Africa, but from our own sales, we're seeing high demand for that. We just recently took a tour group, about 30 people to Gambia last week, so there's quite a demand for that. We're creating packages for that too. So we're creating a lot of packages for vacation packages towards Ghana, Gambia, and all those areas like that to promote that opportunity too, and it's doing pretty well.
And to what extent has the availability of information driven this growth? Obviously, with a platform like yours, more people can get access to deals in terms of hotels, etc.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the advent of the internet, I remember the last time you were here, you mentioned that you even have a platform on BlackBerry now where people can make bookings. So give us a sense of to what extent the whole change in technology has driven tourism in the sub-region?
That is critical, and that's why Wakanow.com is here. You know, we are focused a lot on contracting hotels in these regions. In Banjul, however, 15 hotels. In Ghana, however, 25 hotels. In Dakar, other areas in West Africa. So we're really concentrating our efforts in making sure we have availability of hotels in real time online to be able to for people consumers to be able to book those hotels and see what those hotels look like, knowing that but see what is available for them and have options. And that is what's critical in people making the decision that, oh, this place looks nice, it's like a decent hotel, and that is the key part for the packages. Where are people going to stay, and what are the activities that those places provide for them that would what kind of tours, activities those places provide for them. So we've done a good job of contracting those hotels, providing tour activities, packing those tours, and providing the flights, good airlines that go towards that region at affordable rates. And that's the most important thing, making those things affordable. And that's why you're seeing a lot more interest now.
Let's talk about the internal tourism sector in Nigeria. Obviously, you're based here.
Yeah.
Give us a sense of how that is playing out. I remember that the likes of Cross River State in the south were trying to promote a tourism economy, so to speak. To what extent has there been growth in the tourism sector in Nigeria internally?
Well, what makes a good tourist destination? First of all, you have to have the infrastructure. You know, it has to be accessible. So in terms of the government, they have to make the right investment, and also getting the private sector to invest in building the right kind of facilities like resorts. And then obviously having the roads, having air transport access, and all those things. That is why you see Gambia doing very well. And it accounts for about 17.6% of the GDP. And 1 out of 7 of their jobs created in Gambia is tied to the tourism industry. And that is a major economic impact for that country. Now, if you come to Nigeria, what have we really done? Cross River State has tried to do something. Obviously, during the Christmas period, they get a lot of high traffic going there. But if you look at what is tourism, people want to get away on the weekends. People have vacation period. And not everyone wants to travel out of the country. There's high demand, from my own perspective, for domestic tourism, but we just haven't made the investment in terms of looking at our coastlines like the Lagos area, looking at even the Niger Delta area. These are areas that if we can invest in tourism, tourism creates a lot of jobs for the young people. That's a major area that we have not focused on as a government, and that needs to change, because if you can imagine 1 out of 6 jobs being created for that industry. I mean, you talk about even the tourism goods that are being sold to international travelers. I mean, that generates over $150, $200 million for the Gambia tourism industry. So it's not only people coming to visit, it's even the products that you sell to them, the activities that come with that is also a major revenue generation and revenue generating plan. So it's extremely important that we start to look at that as a country and promote domestic tourism.
And of course, it will be good business for you as well.
Definitely, for everyone.
All right, thanks a lot, Obinna. Obinna Ekezie, CEO at Wakanow.com, giving us his thoughts on tourism in West Africa.